Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. In this session, we are going to get the information about 10th Standard Social Science English Medium Economics Unit number 1 Development. Let's come to the what are the very important learning points from this lesson. After studying this chapter, you will learn about the nature and meaning of development and underdevelopment, indicators of human development, gender related development. Let's come to the what is the introduction for the lesson development. Every one of us continuously strives to achieve progress in our life. That is the human tendency. We wish to achieve our aims and satisfy our wants on a much larger scale than before. That is, as a part of how they are leading the life, they are expecting their standard of living, it has to be improved day by day, year by year. In the same manner, an economy also continuously attempts to progress, providing for more and more quantities of goods and services to the people and improving their well-being. It is indirect process. If an individual develops, obviously the economic of a country, it also continuously attempts to progress. As a progress providing, the quantities of goods and services also will get development. Let's come to the, we are going to get the meaning of development. The process of enhancing society's capacity to satisfy its needs on a larger scale is referred to as development. Obviously, the process of enhancing society's capacity to satisfy its needs, nothing but society, peoples, their needs, nothing but what they are expecting on a large scale to fulfill the needs and wants of the peoples in a large scale, providing goods and services is referred to as development. That is the concept of development. Then what is the meaning of economic development? When it comes to the economic development, refers to increase in a country's capacity to serve the economic interests of its citizens and overcoming economic problems such as poverty, unemployment, inequality, inflation, etc. Obviously, while the progress of economic development of a citizens, it has to be facing more number of problems. So, it has to be overcome. Those are all the problems, like either it is a poverty, either it is a unemployment, either it is a inequality, or it's a inflation. So, these are all overcome and leads to economic development. Then, let's come to the, we are going to get the concept about in detail about the concept of development and then underdevelopment. First, we are going to get the concept of development. We use the word development often in our daily lives, usually to refer to the progress in a particular field or a segment of people, like rural development, social development, educational development, women and children development. In these fields, in generally, we use to the word development. Whenever the economic activities in a country expand, then it is called as economic development. However, the process of economic development is a complex phenomenon and not easy to define because of other fields we can expect, like either it is a rural development giving the importance for a village's progress, providing the essential things to rural areas, we can achieve the rural development. Social development, those who are backward people, providing the facilities, we can increase their standard of life. Educational development, providing the proper facilities to educational development, or women and children development, giving the importance for the women and children. But when it comes to the part of economic development, behind these are all the developments, economic development plays a very important role, and it's a not easy to define the concept of economic development. So let's come to the some of the economists, they have given the concept about the development. According to Professor Muir and Baldwin, the given concept about the development. According to them, economic development is a process whereby an economy's real national income increases over a long period of time. The definition highlights three elements of economic development. Like, very importantly, the highlights of three elements. Option A, process, an increase in real national income over a longer period. Let us discuss them in briefly about these highlights about the three elements of economic development. The three important, that is process, an increase in real national income over a longer period. We are going to be get the information about these three concepts. These are Professor Muir and Baldwin. So let's come to the concept of process. The term process here refers to the operation of the forces that bring about changes in supply of factors of production and in the structure of demand for the products. So I think you are familiar with what are the factors of production. Land, labor, physical and technological investments are considered as the factors of productions. Changes in factor supply to take due to discovery of additional resources, education and skill development, capital accumulation, population growth, adoption of better techniques of production. So these are all, they are included in the changes in factor supply to takes place. Among that, there will be a demand for products, changes due to change in size and composition of population, level and distribution of income, tastes, etc. These changes contribute to an increase in the national income. Very importantly, so level and distribution of income, tastes are plays a very important role for the increase of a national income. Apart from level of distribution of income and tastes, there will be a additional resources, education and skill development, capital accumulation, population growth, adoption of better techniques of production. So these are all plays a very important contribute to increase the national income. So this is the concept about the process. Let's come to the second one concept, that is real national income. So before we are going to be consider what is the concept of real national income. First, national income. National income is the total value of goods and services produced in a country during 1 year. Once again, the concept of national income, the total value of goods and services produced in a country during 1 year is called national income. It is an important measure of development, obviously, because through the income only the country's overall development progress it depends. So, higher the national income, higher the economic development, and vice versa. If it is a lower the national income, lower the economic development. So, but the emphasis is on the word real. So, here national income is added with real national income, which refers to the purchasing power of income. The real national income that is considered with purchasing power of income. For example, the person one who is have the capacity to daily buying half liter of milk, then if it is extended to 1 liter, if it is his income is increased, then his purchasing power will be going to increase. So, that is we are going to be considered as a real national income. The prices have tendency to rise over a time. When we estimate the income based on the increased prices, so the values or incomes are inflated. So, when the income is increases, in the other hand, prices of the products, goods and services are also will be increased, so that values or incomes are inflated. They cannot be same, they will be always fluctuation. We should remove that increased price effect to arrive at the real increase in income. So, that we should remove that increased price. So, leave it increasing of the prices of products. So, we will come to real increase in income. This price adjusted income reflects the true purchasing power of income. So, that is the price adjusted income reflects the true purchasing power of the income. So, this emphasizes the importance of maintaining price stability in promoting development. So, that is the concept of real national income. And the next one, third concept as the 3 elements of economic development, that is long period. Let us come to the what is the concept of long period. The increase in real national income should be a sustained over a long period, say for 10 years or more. Short term spurts in income are not considered as development. For a rich person, he could not be a rich person overnight. Maybe in a wrong route he can become a rich person, but what he is earning the money in a right way, but he cannot be become as a person over a night. At least it took many of the years. So, that is considered as a part of duration, time. So, the changes in supply of factors of production and demand for goods and services should be continuous in order to bring about sustained increase in incomes over a long period. The factors of production and demands for goods and services. So, here there will be a vice versa. That means factors of production and demand for the goods and services, 2 wheels of a vehicle. So, a coordination and composition is very important. So, as Professor Colin Clark defines economic development as an improvement in economic welfare. According to Professor Colvin Clark, he defines economic development as improvement in economic welfare. Then what is the concept of economic welfare? In true, is the availability of all those goods and services which are used by the individuals. As improving economic welfare of people also means reducing economic ills like poverty. That is the very important thing, because of if it is reduced the poverty, obviously the standard of life of the people will increases. Hence, we may describe economic development as a process that extends over a long period, that which helps in reducing poverty and thereby helping a country to achieve self-sustained growth in income. Self-sustained growth in income. When reduced the poverty, obviously helping to country in achieving self-sustained growth in income. So let's come to the here is the Professor Colin Clark defines about the concept of economic development. So now we are going to be get the concept about the what is sustainable development and inclusive development. Over a period of time, the objectives of economic development have been broadened, and now we hear about inclusive and sustainable development. Let's come to the what are these two concepts, inclusive and sustainable development. So first one, we are going to be get the concept about inclusive development. Ensuring that every person is benefited by the process of development is called inclusive development. Ensuring that every person is benefited by the process of development is called as inclusive development. Whereas sustainable, preserving natural resources and the environment for the benefit of future generations is called as sustainable development. Thus, the objectives of economic development can be stated as, what are the objectives of the economic development? Like increasing income, attaining equality, reducing poverty, unemployment and inequality, conserving resources and environment, and enhancing overall welfare of people, reducing poverty, reducing the unemployment situation, reducing inequality, preserve the resources as well as environment. These are all enhancing overall welfare of all. So these are the objectives of economic development. Let's come to the, in this way, some of the countries we are going to be identify as like developed countries. Which are those? While USA, Canada, Japan, Germany, England, Australia, these countries of Western Europe. So you can see in the globe the blue colored spots are, those are all the countries witnessed long term rise incomes before the 1950s. Whereas countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, China and many other countries have witnessed long term rise in incomes during the post 1950s. So here the long term rise before 1950s, long term rise in incomes during the post 1950s. So these are, we are categorized in two groups. But anyhow, these countries we used to be called as developed countries of the world. So this is in generally we are going to be identified as development. The concept of development, and three elements of economic development, they are process, increase in real national income and over a long period. Let's come to the concept of underdevelopment. So the meaning of underdevelopment, we got the meaning of development. Now we are going to get what is the meaning of underdevelopment. Underdevelopment, the word denotes a backward, stagnant situation where levels of living of people are low due to lower level of per capita income and lower productivity levels apart from high population growth. So these are we can consider as some factors of underdevelopment. According to United Nations, an underdeveloped country is one whose real per capita income is lower than the countries like USA, Canada, Australia and Western Europe. Emphasis here is on the low income level relative to the advanced countries, and compared to what we are identified some of the developed countries, for those countries per capita income is lower. So such kind of countries, they are in the situation of underdeveloped countries. However, since the underdeveloped nations are capable of development and are making serious efforts also to overcome their problems like low income and poverty. And now such kind of those who are nations, they are really put the effort to become as some little bit efforts to overcome the problems like low income and poverty. Such kind of countries we used to be called as developing countries. And here is the World Bank in its World Development Reports classifies the countries as high, medium and low income countries. And all countries with middle and low income are referred to as developing countries. The countries like which are having medium and low income countries are considered as the middle and low developing countries. So India is a prominent developing country that has recorded significant rise in income since from 1990s. So this is about the concept of underdevelopment. Till now we get the information about the introduction for development, the concept of development and underdevelopment. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussed. In case of if you are having any doubts related to what we are discussed, please comment in the comment box and I will solve your doubts. And I will come back with the next video. Until keep watching my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next session. Take care.